Hello everybody, it's me, Corbin, and today I'm going to be talking about determinism or causality, whichever, the idea that things are out of your control versus what I would say objectivism, that everything has a material truth, that everything has an objective that must be understood. And I think that it's a bit of both. I'm not going to give any real answer as to which percentage or which one is more important, whether everything is predetermined or that you have ultimate freedom and that you can do what you want. And I think that yes, everything is determined on some level, but I think it's a really bad thing to focus on. Like, yes, a lot of life is out of your control, but the solution isn't to assume that you have no power or to assume that you have no free will and to just accept literally everything. Like, you should accept what is out of your control, but it's your duty to find out what is in your control through experiment and actually trying and attempting to actually do something. And by assuming that everything is out of your control, you're doing yourself a great disservice. You have a level of control over your own life that is very important. You need to figure that out. But there are people that are dooming themselves on some level because they think that everything is in their control. And I think that there are things that you're going to stress over your entire life trying to fix and you're going to dwell on that you need to get over. So this might seem like a pretty generic answer to come to, that, there's a lot of things out of your control, there's a lot of things in your control, but that's because it's true. The reason that's seems like a generic answer is because that's true. There is a lot of things that are in your control, a lot of things that are not in your control, and it's your duty to figure that out for yourself. And I think in the case of God creates a plan for everything, or that God has everything predetermined, well then, yeah, obviously predetermination would be true, but your free will is still a part of that. And clearly you have the freedom to choose things for yourself. So if you have the ability to choose a more optimistic outlook, then why wouldn't you? If you're able to see things in a positive manner and to enjoy your life, why wouldn't that be the obvious choice? And it's not determined. Your misery isn't determined. The way you react to the world isn't determined until you determine it personally. And if that's determined by God, then God determined that you had that free will on that level. And I think people often get too lost in one ideology or one way of thinking, and they often think, I have to follow this ideology completely, whether it be nationalism, objectivism, or democracy, Republican, whatever thing. I think that don't get too caught up in that ideology. You are an individual, and you should be thinking on the individual level. Don't put other people's ideas, don't hold up your other people's ideas on this pedestal as if humans have already come to this correct answer that we must follow, and we must point to this specific person and say this is a good person, and then find this other person and say this is a bad person. Because that's something that I really like that Charles Manson said, is that there are people who will point the finger at you and say that you are a bad person, and they'll believe that beyond any actual reasoning. They'll say that you're a bad person because they need that person to say that this is lower than me. I'm not a bad person because this person is worse than I am. Everybody needs that person to compare themselves to and say, this is what a bad person looks like. And I think that ultimately people want to live this lifestyle as if they are a morally good person, and they want to base it on these emotional means. They want to say that I'm a good person because I have more empathy, because I care about these people. I care about women more, I care about children more, I care more about this group of people, than you do, and that makes me good. But I don't think that your thoughts have anything to do with what makes you good. I think that what makes you a good person isn't even necessarily what you can provide for other people. I think what makes you a good person is just your own power, but not just that, but your individualism, your ability to keep on your own moral beliefs, your own path, your ability to follow your own logic and not be compromised and compelled to follow some other person's way of thinking, or to follow some bigger ideology.